All right. Hello and welcome.
Ahoy, matey.
To the Three Dudes Cast +1.
Yeah.
We have a surprise and unexpected guest tonight.
Yes. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm a Austintown DoorDasher by the name of Paul. I don't know how I got here. I just brought an order, and they're like, "Come
We
downstairs."
had a shotgun.
Yay!
Woo!
Taking people captive
We
is
need
fun.
to replace Jerry.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Our long dead male.
Not
drone.
dead. Well, we didn't kill him.
Oh, you don't-
Not deliberately.
No. Well,
not exactly.
Not through any
I
intentional
mean,
means.
we did not release him or feed him or water him.
I watered him. I pissed on him a few times.
Well, that should have been enough.
This is really good. I forgot how good this beer was.
Dortmunder.
Dortmunder Gold. It's a good beer. No, but for real, this is our friend Chuck.
Hi, I'm Chuck, also known as Cliff B. I'm part of the nerdcore hip hop group 2D6.
Wildly popular 2D6, by the way.
We're fairly popular in Ohio.
The fans that you guys have, like, never stop being fans.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing we're super grateful for is that somehow we managed to con a bunch of people into liking us, and for some reason you won't stop. I don't understand it, but hey, you know what?
That works.
I'm definitely thankful for it.
I always feel that way, too. If anyone likes anything that comes out of this show, I'm like, how did I fool you?
Right. Yeah, right.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing 2D6?
For fucking too long.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, shit, it's been a really long time.
Some might say that it's been a long time. Now you're
I'm
something. But wait.
I actually started rapping back in like 2009. So I've been like rapping poorly for 10 years. And then Saker joined in shortly afterwards, and he said, "That looks like fun," and forced me to write a song with him at Denny's.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just like, let's keep doing this. So we've been pretty much doing it for like 9 years as a band now.
Hell yeah.
Wait, 7 or 8 albums at this point?
We just this past week released our 7th main album, Righteous Rappings for Jesus, 2D6 is saved.
nice. Very nice.
Fantastic.
This is a weird thing. I don't even know if he remembers this. He probably would. But I'm pretty sure that Seika wrote a song called Solo Las Pizzas.
Yep. It's,
And for some reason, I have that as a Step Mania track on my computer right now.
oh my God.
There are steps to Solo Las Pizzas.
That's fucking amazing.
How's that for a what the fuck? How do I have that?
Yeah, and that was long before we were even doing anything for 2D6. That was back when he was in high school.
Yep.
And he was doing the song fight thing under the band name Everybody Likes Hats.
Oh, really?
He actually won a song fight round with under the Everybody Likes Hats thing.
What a great name for an artist.
Everybody likes hats.
Everybody likes hats.
I always feel like bands need their anti-band. So somewhere out there should be like fuck hats. I don't like hats. That should be a band as well. There needs to be a balance.
Well, that's Men Without Hats, obviously.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
How did I miss that one?
Artists of the seminal 80s hit Safety Dance,
Yes, Dan's performed hatless, I will have you know.
which is the height of irony since, according to OSHA guidelines, you need a hard hat to be truly safe.
Listen, I think we all know that there are plenty of places out there that just say fuck OSHA.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we're going to
Well,
agree.
there's plenty of managers out there.
Isn't there a
Yeah, right.
subreddit dedicated to that? Didn't one of you guys tell me?
I did, yeah. There's a subreddit just for OSHA that it just shows you like
violations all
flagrant
over.
workplace violations. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I love that those are collected for OSHA to not know where they are and do anything about it.
Okay, I'll give you guys the most flagrant OSHA violation I ever committed.
Okay, cool.
I was
Committed.
when I was at Mark's.
Oh,
you remember? Okay,
yeah.
remember how the cardboard baler always used to break?
Yes.
because it was like old and shitty.
Yeah.
So
Do you remember?
do you remember the cardboard baler would break down? I
In
don't know,
September.
no, it would. The problem was people would like overfill it, or they wouldn't pre-break down their boxes, and stuff would get stuck in the back.
Yeah.
and if stuff got jammed way in the back of it, it like would stop the lubrication from lubing the pushy downy part.
Wow, it sounds like you have a deep technical understanding.
So when the pushy downy part ran out of lube, you couldn't stuff any more in the back.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Everything.
now I know what
clear.
we're talking about.
So like when that would happen, you had to. The only way that you could fix this thing was to like get up in there and pull as much of that shit down as possible.
Right, you gotta go up in there with your bare hands and really pull it out.
Yeah, right. You got to get way up in
You
there,
gotta go like wrist deep into there.
up to the elbow. Just
No gloves. This is OSHA violation.
but no, like so. And the thing was, like, obviously, we're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have a technician come out and do that. But
Or you're supposed to ask her first.
Jesus.
but no, like the technician would always take like 2 fucking weeks because you have to go through corporate and they have to approve it and then they have to call the guy and then they have to schedule an appointment.
Yeah, schedule the man to schedule
So it
the
would
man
be
to
like
do the
2
job.
weeks and we'd have like mountains of cardboard in the back. So whenever that would happen, I would just climb into the baler and like
Fucking unbelievable.
just pull it. You have to like, and the thing is, there's like a bed of smushed down cardboard, so you have to bring the thing up as high as it'll go and lay on your back.
That machine is designed such that it can crush a fucking car.
Yes. So if that thing just started going, there'd be nothing that anyone could do to save me. I'd be dead.
Sometimes I'll just drift off and imagine being crushed by a baler because it's the worst thought in the
I remember
world.
I was me and Devin, and I was trying to fix it one day, and I was like crawled up in there, and I was trying to pull the cardboard down from the back of it.
Yeah.
And Paul, you know, our old manager, Paul,
Yeah.
came around the corner, and he's, you know, I'm going to do the Paul voice. What the hell are you doing?
Hey,
What the hell's the matter with
what are
you?
you doing? What's the matter?
And I'm like, I'm trying to get the cardboard. He's like, you got get out of there. We got to get a technician out here. That's an OSHA violation.
Yeah.
I said, Paul, do you want to wait for 2 weeks for this guy to come out? And he's like, yeah, all right. Just don't let anybody see you. this is the most blatant OSHA violation I ever did. I'm like hydraulic fluid is dripping on me.
Yeah.
Pulling,
Honestly,
you know.
that's the only difference between America and like Meanwhile in Russia shit is
Yeah,
that
right.
they can do that. The only reason we don't have American versions of that shit on video is because we can get in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Exactly.
So we just do it when no one's looking.
Right.
Yeah.
I had a guy back when I was working at a certain giant retail establishment.
That shall be unnamed.
And he would climb into the trash compactor like someone would shove a pallet that was broken in there and get stuck. He would
Yeah.
climb in. He was about the size of a toothpick.
Yeah.
And he would just climb in there and just start kicking the pallet down. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You slip, you're in the trash compactor.
Yes. That's horrifying.
And then as far as ones that I've done, mine haven't been too bad. Just, you know, smoking a cigarette on the propane tow motor as
Yeah.
I'm driving pallets from where we stored them onto our trucks.
Yeah. I'm a powder keg.
Like if I'm going out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, shrapnel through my entire body.
I'm going to be a story if I leave here.
Man destroys Walmart. Fucking awesome, witnesses say.
I can only hope for such a headline for my death.
Yeah, right? No one wants to die unremarkably. I'd like to explode in some beautiful fashion.
Well, there's no way to unremarkably explode. If you're going to explode, it's going to be remarkable.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Parts of your body are going to land in different areas than
Yep.
other parts
and
of your
people are
body.
going to be talking about that for a long time.
Yeah, to their
I've
therapists.
got toes in different area codes.
That sounds nice. That sounds all right.
Hey, just a piece of business before we really get into this here.
Piece of business?
We have failed all the listeners because we forgot to bring up last week that our previous episode was episode 69.
Nice.
Nice.
I have great shame. Nice.
Thanks, Aubrey.
I have great shame that we didn't notice that.
Yeah, we noticed it and we just didn't bring it up because
Did we?
we were all up in that debate action.
Oh, that's right. We were debating. We were arguing with ourselves
Yeah.
and each other.
Yeah.
Arguing with ourselves? Not really.
Alvin, my sales manager, offered to come on and be the moderator for the next debate.
you know what? That's a really good idea to have a moderator.
We definitely need a moderator for the next episode.
yeah.
I'm not opposed to that
We
idea.
need someone who's tough but fair, like Judge Judy.
Yeah.
Do you think we can get Judge Judy?
Now.
Judge Judy is wrong so often.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You know?
She's always. Yeah, she'll do that thing where she just, like, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, and then punish someone for having an attitude she doesn't
You're
like.
right.
Right. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
flawed.
I kind of don't like her at all.
I like Judge Judy.
Do you?
I do.
I kind of don't.
My grandma loved Judge
Every
Judy.
every grandma loved Judge Judy. Yeah, no. The thing, if you know anything about her, she came from from child court, right? Basically, so she was
Okay.
whenever parents would fuck up and they were trying to decide custody, you know
Okay.
what I mean, and like drug addicts trying to, you know what I mean,
Right.
You fight over their children who are still on drugs. She used to have to be the one who would,
So that's
put her
Judge
foot
Judy's
down.
former job.
Correct. Before she got offered a TV thing. So I understand.
Scheindlin.
Yeah. Ugh.
Judith Scheindlin.
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 That's a tough name. Scheindlin.
Scheindlin.
So,
Anyway.
Irrelevant.
it's irrelevant because we are fucked.
Yeah, we are so fucked.
Why are we fucked, Chris?
Okay, we're fucked. And I have a story to go with this why we're fucked. We're fucked because people's cats crawl up into stuff that they shouldn't crawl up into.
Yeah.
This is where you're going.
No, listen. All right. So I was I mentioned it on the podcast. My dad and Bethany, my stepmom, recently purchased a house, and today was their initial get the keys move-in day.
Yeah.
So they're packing, and they actually have movers who are going to be doing most of the moving for them, but they ran out of room in the apartment to pack the rest of the stuff. So my cousin and I were helping them get shit out of the way so they could pack the rest of their stuff up and have the movers come and take everything. So we went out to breakfast this morning, and while we were at breakfast, before we went to go get the keys, she got a text message from the realtor who gave her this weird hey, so the owner's cat crawled up. They have a water boiler on the premises right next to the hot water tank.
Okay.
So the cat crawled up into the hot water boiler and got stuck. Either I don't know if it got stuck or it just wouldn't leave. It was one or the other.
But is there any practical difference?
No,
You still got to extract a cat.
But I guess this cat was a cat that they took in that was feral 10 years ago, and it's still a pissy, angry piece of shit cat. So this cat
it's got a name like Greaseball.
it's Ernie. The cat's name was Ernie.
Fucking Ernie.
The cat's
That's a great name for a cat.
I know.
What's up, Ernie?
So this thing and if you know anything about cats, and this is something that Bethany
Oh, yeah.
kind of explained to me, you want to kind of get them out of the way first, because if you're turning everything upside down, they don't like it. So, significantly, they don't like it a lot less than dogs do. Dogs are kind of go with the flow. Cats do not like change.
Okay, so their environment changing.
So yeah, you're supposed to kind of get the cat out of the way first. So they were they were supposed to be gone by the time we got there. We got there, and this lady was sitting on a chair inside the living room waiting to get animal control to come and remove the cat.
This is the previous owner.
Yeah, yeah. So we're moving stuff in, and you could see the cat is in this machine that shouldn't fit a cat. it's this little tiny. It looks like kind of like the junction box that would go to a central air system.
Okay,
but it's all compact in a nice, neat little rectangle.
It sounds like Bonsai Kitten.
Kinda.
Remember Bonsai Kitten?
Yeah.
It's like that.
But this thing just got stuck in there, and they had to get animal control out. And of course, it's such a tight space that you can't remove. You can remove pieces of this thing, but where this cat crawled into, it couldn't. You couldn't reach it and just grab it out.
Yeah.
It was either stuck or very stubborn. And this cat was nasty. So the guy brought Kevlar gloves, and it bit through the Kevlar gloves.
No. You're fucking kidding me.
There were tooth marks through the Kevlar on these gloves.
Unbelievable.
And by the time that I left, they had literally it had been going on for 8 hours, and they finally had just gotten the cat out of there.
My God.
When I left. They had to call a heating and cooling company to rip this thing apart, and then get had the animal handler there to get the cat out, put it in the crate.
That's insane.
Yeah. So we're fucked because cats are assholes.
Cats are being places they're not supposed to
Right.
be.
And he was grumpy. He was not happy.
I imagine not.
That cat was grumpy.
Yeah.
He was super unhappy about the fact that we had to remove him forcibly from his little hidey hole there.
Ernie.
Ernie.
His name is Ernie.
What it showed.
What a piece of shit. So yeah, maybe if you're gonna move, maybe get those cats out first.
I told you guys my favorite cat name, right?
What?
It was when my brother and his wife were looking for another cat. And they found a cat that was at a shelter, and his fucking name was Linguini, and he had one eye.
That's a great cat name.
That's a fantastic cat name, especially if he's like kind of like fucked up.
Yeah, Linguini is a great cat name.
Yeah.
I always thought Mrs. Blueberry would be a great.
Mrs. Blueberry.
And the captain. You have a
And the captain.
like two different cats.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mrs. Blueberry and the captain.
Mrs. Blueberry and the captain, would you like breakfast?
It's a perfect cat name.
Come over here,
just
Mrs.
silly
Blueberry. Yeah, I like it.
Oh God. So, Chuck, where are we fucked?
Go the fake
We are fucked because cats are the fucking worst.
Okay.
Like-
More bad cats.
Well, this one, it's almost the inverse of the cat that Chris had to deal with earlier. My brother moved back in, and he has a cat. And this cat was just one of those asshole temperamental cats.
What's its name?
Its name is Tiger.
Tiger.
So him and his old roommate just used to refer to it as Cat, so it will answer to that.
Hello, cat.
And so, when it came back in, there are already 2 other cats and 2 dogs at my house.
Okay.
And so it just was not having any of this fucking shit.
Yeah.
And so over the course of like the first 2 weeks of it living there, I did that whole thing, easing into a relationship with a cat. You got to date it first before you can move on.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
But
Got to date that cat.
Got to date
but-
that cat.
So like
Gotta
I would
cut
like
that
hold a closed fist out, let it sniff the fist just to get used to my scent, and then when it started like nuzzling, gently pet it until it's like, all right, I've had enough of this shit.
yeah. It's
And
a
so-
courtship, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And now this cat won't fucking leave me alone.
Oh.
Like the cat will be on the other side of the house, hear me get up out of bed to go to the bathroom or something, and it will dart and sit in front of my door to wait for me to come out. It's running all around my legs.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, no, it's horrible because the cat then will, if I stand there too long and let the door open, will dart in my room and will not leave except by force. Like at first, the first couple times that it did it, I had a little laser pointer, which laser pointers are great to play with cats until you have a fucking giant ass dog who wants to play with it too and just bowls the cats over.
This one loves laser pointers.
But like I would use it just like kind of do a quick flick of it and the cat would chase it out of the room.
Yeah.
She knows now, and she fucking sits there on her fat cat ass and won't
Just like,
fucking move.
I'm
She'll
doing
watch
this.
it, but she's not gonna play with it until either I shut the door or I'm not in the room and she can run around outside.
This cat only feels safe around you right now.
I guess
That's what it is.
she's
The rest of this
stalking me.
environment is all like fucking crazy, but you are the safe zone
Well,
right
she
now.
started. This has been like a month or so now that they've been there, and she's starting to play with the cats now. She still has no time for the fucking dogs.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but like she'll play with the cats. She'll go to my dad. She won't go to my mom. She gives no fucks about my mom.
No.
But she will fucking go from the other side of the house and just sit at my door if she hears movement in my room. And it's just like
sweet.
it's sweet, but it's also like, can I get a fucking centimeter of space here? Like,
Yeah, right.
I'm about to trip over you walking the 3 feet to the bathroom.
I draw the line at no animals in the bathroom. No animals in the bathroom. Other people are fine with their animals being in the bathroom watching them poop.
Yeah,
this
no.
is not fine with me.
We don't.
This is not
we don't
fine
have a
with me.
choice sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. They pester you.
our door takes an extra shove to close. And every once in a while, we won't close it all the way, and one of the cats will just, Luke specifically, will nudge his way in.
Hey, what you doing?
Are you shitting?
That's one thing that happened. Like, I didn't close my door all the way one day, and she fucking battering rammed herself into it and just burst in the room like, the fuck's going on in here?
She just Kramered her way in.
Jerry!
That's wild. So how long has this cat been there now?
Like maybe a month and a half or so.
I think it's sweet on you, dude.
It has to be. Like, it's stalking me and it's uncomfortable.
I kind of like that. Like, I don't know. I have a dog that gives me very metered affection, which is weird for a dog. Like, a dog should always want to be on you. This dude doesn't give a fuck, like, half the time.
Unless the people that actually love this dog are here.
Right.
And then it won't leave you alone.
Yes, then he doesn't want to hang out with all them.
It will go to like you, and then it'll go, especially you.
Yeah.
It'll go to Ben a lot, especially. It picks the people who like him the least. And then like, but like, there's all these people. Oh, Pooh, come,
Come hang out with me.
He's super uninterested in that. He goes to the people who are always like, get the fuck away from me every single time.
I don't know why that is either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He wants his father's love. That's what he wants.
His father's
Well,
love.
people in hell want ice water. So anyway, Dave, why are we fucked?
Yeah, what's your cat story?
Let me tell you about another cat. I have no cat story. I think my need to build a new PC has dramatically accelerated.
Yeah. Is it finally, F to pay respected?
It's
way
so
out?
bad. So I noticed the other day that like I realized I guess you just kind of get used to things, right? Like no matter what it is, anything that starts performing poorly, you're just like, it's fine. I'll just, give it a minute, and then you just do that over
forever.
and over again until like after like 10 iterations, you're like staring at this thing forever. Like why can't I load my emails? Because it's like taking forever. So I've gotten used to it over time. It's time. It's time, and the thing that really pushed me over the top is fucking Space Engineers.
Yeah.
Which is so much fun and so cool. I love this game.
No, he said the thing that really pushed me over the top is fucking Space Engineers.
Yeah, floating out there outside of Saturn.
There's this like a guy with a space helmet on underneath you, and he's like, "Did you get the webcam working yet?" And you're like, "Oh, I can't. My computer's broken."
I'm going to Area 51, but I'm not going for the Martians.
Go for that space engineer booty.
Dave, just fix your computer.
Oh, Dave, if only I had a better computer, this could be so much more awesome.
Fuck boldly going. I'm boldly coming where no man has come before.
Boldly coming where no man. Oh God, that's wild.
I'm just this is a very weird image that I have. You have a tattoo in my mind.
Oh, really?
On your bicep.
Yeah,
I don't know
what's like an eagle.
It's like a Japanese dragon.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like winding its way around, and you're just like on top of this guy.
I like that. I like that the version of me in your head is cooler than the real me.
Yeah. Well, nice. I mean, you're definitely not the bottom. You're delivering to this engineer.
Yeah. How thick's my dick in your imagination?
I'm not looking at that.
Okay.
I'm seeing like it's like an artistic shot of you like.
Oh, okay. It's
on
like a real
bed,
classy
like,
shot.
Yeah.
Like something that would end up in like a softcore kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you can't see my dick in.
No.
Okay.
Not in the image that I'm looking at.
Well, I was curious. Anyway, so I need to buy a new machine. Space Engineers is really cool, but I get a warning every like 5 minutes, like performance is bad, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, no shit.
Is that the computer or the game, though?
Yeah, well, it's
Yes.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, that game is a little bit. It seems like it's a resource hog, even if you have a really strong machine. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like because it's enormous. It's like the number of blocks in the world is huge. And the complexity of the geometry is not. It's not like Minecraft where it's like everything is a six-faced cube. Like it's a lot of complicated shit. So
yeah.
How old is that rig? It's got to be 8 or 9 years old. at
it's
this
old,
point.
dude. It's
Yeah.
I think it probably is about 9 years old.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
It's been time.
It's got a Radeon. It's got a
It is
Radeon
time.
7800 in it, whatever that tells you. It's a very old machine. But I think it's time. I just can't wait anymore. It's this machine is it's had its time, and now it's probably about time for me to recycle it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, I personally am fucked because Doom Eternal isn't out yet.
Oh wait, yeah. Tell me more about this. What is Doom Eternal exactly?
It's a game.
It's a video
I know
game.
that.
It's the sequel to Doom 2016.
Okay.
What do you mean? What is it?
It's a full sequel.
It's a full. It's an entire game.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just. I don't know what I thought it was like extra content or something like that.
No. It's an entirely new game. New features. More demon killing. More over the topness because that's what people loved from the last title.
Yeah. They did a great job of like bringing the Doom spirit back to Doom, right?
Oh yeah.
Just like ass kicking metal, like wild nonsense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There was an article I saw
Morty.
earlier today, that someone had screen capped on Twitter and provided the best response for, in which the person argued, the person in the screen cap, the person writing the article said, "Here's the problem with Doom," and goes on to describe how like games like Uncharted or Metro 2033 intersperse all of its gunplay and action with cutscenes and sneaking sections, and how Doom gives you too much intensity. And the person tweeting these screenshots says the problem with Doom is that it's Doom.
Yeah, like what the fuck does that mean? Like that's what its character is.
Right.
Doom is meant to make you feel like a nonstop ass kicker on speed.
Yeah.
Real talk though, like cutscenes and like stealth sections. The only thing else that I would add there would be follow missions, or what ruin games most of the time. So
Unless I'm playing a stealth game,
right.
or like a story-driven, like a specifically story-driven game, or Metal Gear Solid. I don't want any of those things clogging up my unapologetic demon killing.
The only thing missing from Doom is a statue puzzle that takes you hours to complete.
Even then,
What the fuck?
think about something as good as Dishonored. Dishonored gives you a lot of freedom to either like stealthily go by and like you don't even have to kill anybody in Dishonored.
Right.
Or you can just be a horrible badass and kill everything that you see.
Yeah.
You can kill every last person in that game.
Right.
And rat.
Yeah. And rat.
Every rat.
Yeah, so I guess tangentially we're also fucked because the people that we're supposed to allegedly trust to review video games have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
It's really just about ethics in video game journalism.
Is that ever going to get old?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Anymore, I don't trust the typical review outlets. Or I'll like
You shouldn't.
use something like a Metacritic or something that aggregates things, but like I don't know who to trust on this stuff. Most of the time, I'll just go to Reddit and see what people are saying.
Yeah, and it's getting worse. It's migrating. I don't know how much it was there already, but it's migrated at least into the board game industry too. I don't know if anybody's heard anything about Punchboard Media.
No.
Now, I have a good friend who's part of that, and I don't want to trash them in general, but there was just one person in particular. There was this reviewer who was running her Patreon and everything like that, and it just came out recently that a lot of the reviews that she's turned in have been fucking just giant plagiarism.
Yeah.
Like they were talking about, I think Ticket to Ride or one of the Ticket to Ride expansions or settings and everything. And it was just basically there was just one or two like slight edits, but it was she was going over it for the first time, but it was just going a review from like 2012.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Honestly, whenever I feel like I need to check out a game to see if I'm really going to like it, I'll head to YouTube and watch other people play it for a bit. I'll usually be able to tell within like 5 minutes if it's a game I want to play. But yeah, all too often it just seems like the people we're allegedly supposed to trust, like you said, are the ones that can't play the fucking things.
Oh god, it always makes me think of that dude with the Cuphead review. The infuriating Cuphead review.
The thing is, he's not the only one who, or that's not the only game that he did.
He did something similar with Doom.
He did Doom.
Yeah, he did.
And he failed miserably.
He did a lot of games poorly, like very poorly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I guess you could say that for like a certain subset of journalists, like the gig is the gig, right? Like you just want to have a writing gig, and maybe don't particularly care that much about the thing you're covering because you're a writer by trade.
Sure,
I get that.
But the rest of us have souls.
Yeah, right. Well, you have to be able to develop some kind of appreciation for what you're doing, right?
It's pretty hard to be authentic if you don't have some skin in the game.
It's really, really easy to tell when someone's offering an uninformed opinion about a medium you genuinely enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I think people tend to also like kind of coincidentally all have a same-ish opinion. So someone will be the first person to inject some thought on something, and then there's just like a wave of the same opinion that rolls out.
Yeah.
I mean, we all do that, I guess. Like we all kind of form our opinions based a little bit on what other people think.
Yeah.
To an extent, I think the extent to which we do that is dependent on, the person. But yeah, for sure. Like someone who you would consider to be like higher up or more knowledgeable than you offering an opinion, you're more likely to hold the same opinion.
Yeah.
Or at least to express the parts of it that resonate with you.
I don't know, to put it in a different way, if I don't know whether I want to watch a movie, you know what I do? I watch Mike Staklasa talk about that movie.
Yeah, right.
And you know what? I tend to agree, and I don't know if that's because I just trust his opinion, or if he enjoys similar things to me. I don't know.
Why would you listen to that hack fraud?
Hacks, comma, frauds.
Sure, but then like you go back to the fact that, you know, Mike and the gang have some pretty well-informed opinions.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they know they know what film is.
Yeah.
They
watch enough of them that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
They just understand film in a way that I think the casual moviegoer doesn't.
Yeah,
Right.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree with their opinions, but it does.
Yeah.
they are pretty well informed.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of that.
Are we done being fucked already?
We're done. I think we're done getting fucked.
All right.
The world. can't-
That space engineer, though.
That space engineer.
He's like on his back, holding the back of his knees.
And like back up and
Yeah.
Right.
And like,
He's still got the spacesuit on so that I just look and see my own face reflected back.
Yes, exactly. He's like maybe he's got his legs wrapped around your small of your back, like he's guiding you into
You
him.
can just hear that oxygen tank going, you know?
I think it's
Christ.
you go. Also,
Control, prepare for launch.
he's also got like a welder in one of his hands because he's an engineer.
Right, of course.
So
It's just burning everything in his fucking
Just like lightly singeing his nipples, like.
catches.
gross.
So
All right.
we'll be back after this short break.
All right.
And we will get into some reality or bullshit.
Uh-huh.
You mean fact or crap?
Fact or crap, right?
That's copyrighted. We can't use that.
What about trues and fnews?
You use that.
Okay. All right.
What about smoking and
drinking?
Never again. Never again. All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Welcome to the Three Dude Podcast. Hey, yeah.
You can find us at 3dudecast.com.
If you're wondering whether that's spelled with the numeral 3 or the word 3, the answer is yes.
We're so proud of ourselves.
We're so clever. We're such clever boys.
Wow. We've switched hosting to Podbean. You can still find us on iTunes and Google Play. So give us a like.
Yeah, give us a like, give us a listen, give us a review somewhere.
Give us a sandwich.
Give us a high five.
Give us sponsorships.
Please give us a hug.
Give us that money.
Welcome back.
We are back.
It's the Three Dudes Show still. Just in case you thought you had changed the channel. You can't. It's a podcast. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fucking moron.
Do you
Idiot.
not know how the internet works? you
idiot.
Fucking idiot.
You fucking stupid piece of shit.
Now,
Anyway,
it's time for a little game that I like to call reality or bullshit.
Smoking and drinking. I'm sorry.
In which I will give you guys 4 choices,
all right.
and you must pick the one that I made up, the one that is bullshit.
We must find the bullshit.
You must detect, sniff out, if you will, the shit of the bull.
It's got to be your bull.
All right.
So, in today's episode, I went digging around for some of the strangest patents ever filed through the United States Patent Office.
Awesome.
You need to figure out which one of these I made up.
Okay.
Patton Oswald.
Your choices are, number 1,
Yeah.
a vibrating tattoo that syncs with your cell phone.
Oh. Okay.
Number 2, a portable nuclear bomb shelter.
Okay. Okay. Portable bomb shelter.
Yes,
Just
portable
jotting these down.
portable nuclear bomb shelter.
Okay.
I might add. Number 3, a steam-powered calculator.
Perfect.
That doesn't sound clunky at all.
Just so I can figure out things while I'm making my tea.
Yes.
I've always thought, hey, the calculator on my phone doesn't serve every calculator need I've ever had.
What about in the total apocalypse when all I have is steam?
and
In abundance.
and
The
number
planet is
4.
steaming everywhere, and I need to do some math Thank God the Steam calculator was there for me.
Number 4, the life expectancy watch.
Okay. Oh, the life expectancy watch.
A watch that tells you how long you have to live.
What?
Okay. Oh, shush.
So 3 of these are from Fallout. I'm sure.
Oh, are
The Portavault, where you can use your Steam, because you don't have any batteries because you're in a vault. You got the Steam powered calculator.
Okay.
And then from all the rads, you've got your life expectancy watch. So you see how long you're going to live for in this Fallout world. So obviously the vibrating tattoo with the syncs with your cell phone is fake, because you won't have cell service after the nukes go off.
Well, this is a very strong argument.
Remember, again, 3 of these were actually submitted to the U.S. Patent Office.
That's what I'm saying. The fake one is the vibrating, the cell phone sync.
Okay.
That's some good logic.
That's really good logic. Why don't we ever figure anything
So
out?
you're basically saying the ones that are real were submitted by Fallout fans to the U.S. Patent Office.
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Wow. Okay. I feel like I can't just go. I feel like we got to spread this out somehow.
I mean, these are all dumb, but I feel like the dumbest and most impractical is the. Why did I say most impractical? The dumbest and least practical. The most impractical.
The most impractical.
The least practical
The
one
least
of these.
most practical.
The very most bestest least.
The impracticalist.
The steam powered calculator just seems too stupid.
No, that's why I think it's real, because it's that dumb.
Someone would have had to draw blueprints for this thing to get it filed for a patent.
That's the other thing is, like, why not just make a steam generator? Why do you pair it to a calculator so it only has one use ever?
That's right.
It's like, I have a steam generator. I can only power this fucking calculator with it forever.
I will remind you, one of the other stranger patents that I found that I didn't put on this list, and this one was real, is a machine where when you nod your head, it tips your hat. It's located in your collar. You nod your head, and it tips your hat. Like,
Wait
to
a
say
minute,
hello.
that's a real patent?
That was a real fucking patent.
So you mean to tell me I don't even have to do the work of doing this?
Right.
All you have to say is "milady."
Milady. Just
Milady.
tipping milady.
For tipping intensifies.
Wow, okay. Shit. Hey, shut up, computer. Shut the fuck up.
Knock it off, you fucking piece of shit computer.
What?
Well, I don't wanna.
I'm not talking to you. Hi, girlfriend.
We need a vote from you, Dave.
Oh God.
We have one for the vibrating tattoo that syncs with your phone. We have one for the steam powered calculator.
This is hard. This is maybe the hardest one you've done yet. This is tough.
Yeah.
See, I feel like the vibrating the vibrating tattoo one is real, but I'm sticking with a theme here.
Yeah.
See, I feel like, again, it's about patents. It's not about what could actually exist. Because patents are oftentimes just like, bogus space holder claims for future shit that can't be done yet. They just like have words in them like, by this mechanism, this is done.
Right.
And they get awarded patents for that shit all the time. So
General George S. Patent.
you know what? Weirdly, I'm gonna go with steam calculator. And I feel like we're both wrong.
I do too, actually.
His logic makes the most sense, but I feel like no one would submit that shit to the patent office. So let's hear it, Ben.
Well, that's because no one would. I made up the steam powered calculator. Now, the life expectancy watch, you can take or leave. It could, hoax, gimmicky toy, whatever. Portable nuclear bomb shelter required you to dig like a 5-foot deep hole to stuff yourself in with the dome erected on top of you.
So in event of a nuclear launch, you just have to dig a 5-foot hole.
pretty much.
Here's the problem, though. Like, nuclear fallout would go into the groundwater, would it not?
Yeah, but patent money.
Right.
All right.
Somebody just wanted to make a lead umbrella and have a reason for it.
Yeah.
And then the vibrating tattoo that syncs with your phone was an actual patent put forth by Nokia.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
As far as I know, it's not something they're actively pursuing.
It's kind of a cool idea, though, isn't it?
I mean, if you're that obsessed with your phone that you need your skin to vibrate to tell you when you have a message or a phone call, then yeah. But that would freak me out. That would freak me right the
What's
hell
the
out.
warranty on something like that?
I don't want someone to be able to hack my skin wirelessly. You know?
Yeah,
Just be like microchipping a dog, though.
Just imagine though the guys like the phone freaker type guys of the future who just have like the blue box that makes everyone's arm twitch out.
Yeah.
like I hate that.
Make everyone's arms strangle them all at the same time.
They call it the Dr. Strangelove device. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. So, all right,
So,
how about that?
Yeah. That was our reality bullshit for this week. Mm-hmm. And there is no clean segue into this week's topic, so I'm just going to come right out and say that the topic is medicine.
Medicine. Okay.
I thought it would be interesting to talk about. I don't know
Yeah.
how much blood we can squeeze from this stone because none of us are especially healthy individuals.
No.
No.
But
I'm on a lot of medications.
I
That's
I
nice.
started
I
thinking,
self-medicate a lot.
yeah, well, I started thinking about this last time I went to the doctor, and I was like, wow, she just knows like what the fuck's wrong with me, like that, you
Yeah.
know. And you know the blood tests end up confirming what the fuck's wrong with me, just
Yeah.
like that. And I,
Because the body is a machine ultimately,
yeah,
which is what it's interesting is that, you know, like medication is just hacking the machine, right? It's just like knowing how it works and inserting the right chemicals into it to make it work different.
yeah, like antifreeze and gasoline and,
Yeah.
and wiper fluid.
I know that's not what I insert into my body.
I'm a car.
Guys, I'm a
I'm
car.
a car.
I'm a fucking car.
I'm a
that's
fucking
that's
car.
canon now.
Yeah. Dave's a car.
I'm a car.
Ka-chow.
Medicine is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Medicine is interesting, not just in like not just like medicine itself or how medication works or how the fuck we figure things out, but the business of pharmaceuticals. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because it's like
So infuriating.
it's the crookedest game in the goddamn world and has
Yeah.
been for a long. And there is my pharmacy tech girlfriend, Todd, dying. Because yeah, it's. I mean, she knows.
Okay, so Dave, you and I have a unique perspective on this because my wife.
We're pharmaceutical executives.
Yes, yeah, yes. I'm actually Martin Shkreli.
and I run Merck.
Listen, if you're Martin Shkreli, where the fuck you got that Wu-Tang on?
Yeah,
Where-
I know, right?
Whereas I
That's
give
all I
us
want.
the Wu-Tang.
Real talk. Before we get into this, can I just say hats off to every member of the Wu-Tang Clan who made $1 million
off of
that
some
asshole.
Yeah, some like unnecessarily wealthy kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I will bet you any amount of money that the album is not that good, and
Nope.
they just did it.
No,
to,
it's just like a demo.
I've been hearing it ain't good. I mean, ever since I've been hearing that the people listen to it were like, hey, it's not that good. You know, the handful of people who did.
Yeah, it's basically the stuff that didn't go out onto their actual album.
Right. Would you like to buy this album full of our garbage? The price tag is $1 million.
See, that's everything the 2D6 does, only without the $1 million price tag.
Hey, we released this. It's our garbage. How do you like it?
No, but like, okay, so Christy's a pharmacy tech. Trisha's a pharmacy tech.
Yeah, right.
Trisha knows more about what you should be prescribed for what reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than anybody I know. She starts talking about like work.
Yeah.
And I get lost most of the time because I just don't understand any of this stuff.
My mom was a nurse and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And now, same thing with like Christy knowing medicine. Like, I kind of am amazed at how much you can pick up on that job.
Sure.
How much information you can learn about like medicine is amazing.
Yeah, I have a whole life dedicated to this because Dad was a medic, and my mom worked under the head doctor at St. E's for years. So it just the amount of dumb shit that you pick up from, you know what I mean. You know, and she didn't.
It's all incidental stuff, but like
She didn't actually work, you know what I mean, like in medicine, but she knows way more because she worked under like the head doctors. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right.
So it's like the best doctors,
the best doctors.
the best doctors.
The best doctors.
But yeah, I get to hear medical babble all the time, and
Medical babble.
Medical babble. I'm sad to say that I have no idea what anyone's talking about still when it comes to that stuff.
Yes.
I just wanted to say I ask both your girlfriends questions before I go to a pharmacist.
Oh, really?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because the thing is, ironically, they know
They know.
practically as much, if not everything, that is important to the
And I take
consumer.
so many meds that I'll be like, this one med starts with this, and they'll be like, this? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, and they can tell you the color and the shape and the letter that's on it. It's
Yeah.
freaking ridiculous.
But they still can't bring they still can't bring me any fucking Valium home. That's all I want.
That's the hole in the system, really. There should be a way for you to get free Valium.
Right. What's kind of amazing to me is the fact that apparently, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
all of the like actual generic names for drugs, like praxilogismopram or
Yeah, they own all of them.
Loroxetasmaprol,
Yeah.
they actually mean something. Like they describe the chemicals in the thing.
Oh, the generics?
the generic names.
Yeah, I'm sure that they do.
Like you'll have a medicine called like fuck lad or
Fuck lad.
fuck lad.
Take one fuck lad and call me in the morning.
Well, fuck lad. It seems like we've got the sex maniac right where we want him.
Yes, indeed we do, dick man.
No, so you'll have like a medicine.
You all right, Chris?
You'll have like a
The
medicine called.
Adventures of Dick Man and Fuck Lad.
I just picture
No.
I'm just picturing the fucking PR meeting for this. It's like, why do we want to call the amoxicillin a fuck lad? It's like, because everything that's wrong with this dude is like, fuck lad.
Fuck lad. Take a fuck lad.
Fuck lad, or you're
put
going to
that-
die without this.
Put that on the post. Fuck lad.
Fuck Lad.
It's okay though because we flipped the C and the K around, so it's FUKCLAD.
Yeah,
It's
that's fine.
FAQUE.
Yeah,
Fuck Lad. L-A.
Fuclad. Now with lapatifamine.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure that those names mean something, but they're all complete gibberish to me.
It's ridiculous, and some of them end with like TAB. Like what ends in AB?
I don't know.
That isn't an abbreviation of something else.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, slab. I
I was
guess.
just going to say that's the only word I can think of.
I'm sorry. It's Slabicus. Please say the full name of the item.
Crab.
Oh, crab.
Dab.
Okay, what
Blab.
word longer than like 3
Nab.
syllables? So anyway,
Nab. I don't know.
Conflab. I don't know.
Conflab it.
Yeah.
Gold dirt it.
That's the weight you gain when you go to too many conventions.
Conflab.
Conflab.
Nice. Oh,
Zing.
can we do an episode sometime in the future where we just make up words for things?
oh my god, that would be great.
It'd be fun.
We should
a
do
really
that.
good idea.
We should do that as close as we can to Noah Webster's birthday.
Oh, that's fun.
That
He would have
English
hated
hating.
it. He would have fucking hated that.
Gotta do it Jeopardy style though. Like you come up with the word first and then you try and define it.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
There is a
Like how they
game
do,
around that.
before and after.
There was a dictionary game that we used to play, and then there was even like a game released by the oh god, what's his name over at NPR? It was called
Ed Bradley, Morley
shit.
Safer.
I can't remember, but no, it's called Malarkey.
I'm thinking of 60 Minutes.
Malarkey was a game that came in a box, and you actually would get like a word, and you would have to make up what it meant, and you would all go around, and the real answer was in there somewhere, and you had to figure out which one was the actual word. It was a ton of fun.
Oh my god,
we should play
sounds
that
great.
just on the podcast for no reason.
Hell yeah, that and utter nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where you have a card in the middle and everyone has to pick an accent card, or no, the accent card is in the middle and everyone has to pick a phrase from their hand to read in that accent.
yeah.
It's hilarious.
That game is a lot of fun.
But anyway, so medicine.
Back to the topic.
Anyway, this is what our podcast actually looks like most of the time, by the way.
Yeah, we'll just go off and
The topic is a means to an end, and that end is stupid.
Yes, as we're attempting to produce something stupid.
every once in a while I'll read a story or something that just like reminds me how fucking stupid our bodies are, you know?
Yeah.
I read not too long ago about this dude who tried to completely suppress a sneeze, ended up puncturing a hole in his throat.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute. You mean that sneeze finding no exit through his mouth and nose
Went through his big dumb throat.
right out the front of him?
Right out his trachea.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
How hard was that sneeze?
They're all pretty hard. You're not supposed to be able to hold your eyes open.
No, right.
The legend
that was a
is-
myth.
It sounds like a myth to me. The legend is that your eyes will pop out if you.
Let's try it.
I would imagine.
How horrified were the people at that dinner party when he
Yeah, just like
someone's eating
sorry.
I pictured like his wife eating shrimp on a toothpick. Just sprayed with skin and
They're like
blood.
out of the kind of place where some guy's playing a cello in
Yeah,
the
right.
corner.
My word, Gibbons, your eyes appear to have vacated their sockets.
Just imagine if they figured out how to keep doing it, and they turned it into like a party trick.
Yeah, right. All right. Yeah, that's pretty great. Patch me up. We're gonna
Just put like a wine cork in there and put some makeup over it.
a wine cork. Your neck has a vintage, Thomas.
It's the ultimate sniper assassin. They'll never know.
That's a great idea.
Oh, that's so stupid.
God, that must have been really upsetting to see. Yeah. It's just like just gore and blood everywhere. And not just blood at like 90 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. No, apparently the hole wasn't like super big, but it was enough that, he had a hole in his neck and he had to go to the hospital. A hole in his windpipe,
Holy
specifically.
shit.
Yeah.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
The body is kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is dumb. There's a lot of dumb stuff on our bodies.
Yeah. I think the crazy one is like just our backs are so bad at like everyone has a bad back.
Yeah, right.
Everybody has a bad back.
Yeah, it's
because the human back sucks.
We're not supposed to. We're not technically to the stage where we've perfected bipedalism yet.
Right.
Like our backs aren't quite designed for.
We're taking the thing out on a test drive that's not quite ready.
Right. Exactly.
For like the last million years.
Yeah.
We're like the Pinto right now.
The Pinto of the mammalian order.
We're just.
It's true.
One of my favorite backstories. My dad, when I was a sophomore in high school, he was working on putting up some soffitting on our house that we had at the time, was doing siding.
Yeah.
And he had a bad back for years because of driving trucks, degenerating discs, and everything like that.
yeah.
And he fell off the ladder, and he didn't. When he was, he climbed back up onto the porch, like kind of like drug himself. And realized that he knocked the phone off with him when the ladder fell. But when he got to the hospital, when he got there, they told him he was in so much pain because that knocked his back into place.
Oh my god!
Like it had been just out of place for so long that just he's used to that pain. So it was just pushing everything back to where it's supposed to be.
Fantastic.
Excruciating.
Sir, we don't know how to tell you this. You've repaired your own back.
That's off the blunt force trauma required to readjust the entirety of the human back.
It's the human equivalent of when Apple told people to pick up the Apple III and just drop it.
Right? Yeah, right.
It's just like, it doesn't work. Well, just drop it and see.
Well, think about it. Like, okay, all right, I'm a guy who's very good at self-adjusting his back, as you guys know.
As we hear all
The time, yeah.
To our
gross.
horror.
Well, actually, like everybody at work is always fucking amazed because I can just like go back like this,
Yeah.
and limbo my way back and crack the entirety of my spinal column.
You know what? You're going to do that and you're just going to snap.
And get stuck. Right.
You're going to be horrifying, like, A shape.
Everybody's like, because I can go I can get almost parallel.
Yeah.
And they'll go, oh my god, how do you not fall over when you do that? And the answer is my back hasn't totally given out yet.
Yeah.
Help! Right.
At least you've got a future career in Cirque du Soleil when it's
That's right. Your contortionism career is going to be spot on.
Fat du Soleil.
Dude, I'd pay a lot of money to watch you walk around on a stage bent over backwards, walking like a crab.
Right.
Cirque du Cellulite.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
Well, the thing, like I can deliver sweet chin music if I needed to.
It's true.
I can
You're
get
still
it.
flexible enough.
I am. Somehow I can still reach my leg up over my shoulder and into someone's face if I needed to.
Yeah. It's it's something I can't do. I've lost all flexibility at this point.
Same.
Yeah.
I can barely put my shoes on.
Same. I used to be incredibly flexible. I used to be able to do like a full on matrix lean when I was in high school.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it sucks getting older, and it sucks being borderline alcoholic. But
Yeah,
you know, what are you gonna do?
whatever. Well, speaking of like backs, okay, you guys know my dad threw his back out for like several months. And this is how stupid the human body is. Where Bethany and I are basically convinced that the entire reason that his back was out in the first place is because he had a reclining chair that he always sits in at the
Okay.
apartment, which is going to get thrown in the trash.
Okay.
But like a bolt came out of it, and because this bolt came out of it, the wood started to sag. So now the cushion was off alignment, and we're almost positive that is what threw his back out for months.
So his back has just slowly been becoming the shape of that chair.
Correct. Yeah,
Unbeknownst.
over the course of like the 2 years that it's been there, and he's been sitting there in the apartment.
Oh my god.
So you know what I mean? Like that little thing was able to ruin this man's life for a quarter of the year.
Yeah.
Going along with that, though, like it's actually medically bad for men now. How they, we put our wallets in our back pocket.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
do
doing
it
it right now.
Yeah.
It's actually super bad. Like it
Yes.
throws
Oh
off.
no,
everything.
I'm wearing my shorts. I have them in my front pocket.
It got, you know what? I used to do that all the time, and it got to the point where like I can feel my back losing the proper alignment. Like I can feel one hip going higher than the other when I do it.
man.
So I can't sit on my wallet anymore. I have
Maybe
to
I
put it
sh-
in my front pocket like a weirdo.
make
Maybe
things
I should
worse.
stop. I'm at a desk most of
Look
the
at
day.
Yeah.
fucking loyalty cards
Right.
and fucking stupid things I have in this wallet that I never use.
Why do you have a Hotheads Junior burrito for a wallet?
It's seriously, it's like that.
Yeah.
Like corporate America is literally murdering my
Yeah.
back.
Seriously, don't do that. I don't even take. I have my phone. I have the little wallet pouch on here.
Yeah.
So everything I need to like my bank card is in here. That's all I need to buy anything.
Right.
The only time I ever get my wallet out is if I'm going to a bar where I might have to show my ID.
Right.
I just bring this with me, and the wallet stays locked in my car. So
I mean,
You know,
honestly,
Dave, you could.
it's
I'm sure a
ridiculous.
third of those cards you could get an app for.
Yep.
Right,
Probably.
exactly right.
I mean,
Yeah,
most
the
of these
Advantage card.
AAA
How
health
often
insurance,
do you really go to
this
Giant Eagle?
account doesn't even exist. I've not been to this library in 10 years. I've not been to this library in 5 years. This card has been canceled. These are useless now. It's just like, what am I doing with all
yeah,
this?
exactly. I know.
Why?
Sentimentality.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
The wallet is now half as thick as it was before.
Yeah, right. Even then, don't put that in your ass. That's
Don't put it in your ass, definitely.
you don't want.
Oh, man.
you really don't want to put that in your ass.
Got
Those-
my wallet in my ass.
Those are some of my favorite medical stories. Is when like a patient comes in with like something up their ass and they try to make the excuse like, "Oh, I slipped on it."
Yeah, sure you did.
No, you didn't.
Well, we've said on this very podcast that you have an X-ray of
I do.
a human male.
It's over. It's in the corner.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still in
It's
this
still
house.
here.
Yeah, with the name cut off because this was a real person.
This is a real person. The name is off of this X-ray. This was given to me as a gag Christmas gift one
yeah.
year. But
By
it's
someone who will definitely not be named.
right.
Yeah.
It's an actual X-ray of a man with an entire bottle of Coca-Cola, a full bottle of
Like
Coca-Cola
a 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola.
in his colon.
And it's well,
I
it's
guess
like,
that's how much he. Was happy to see the original Coke back, right?
it's so strange to like because the listeners can't see it, but like you don't understand like when you look at this thing.
You can see the neck of the bottle and like it's very clear.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it should be medically possible for it
Right.
to be where it's at
yeah.
because it's just so in
But
there.
once again, to quote Patton Oswalt, the human anus is almost nightmarishly elastic.
yeah. But it looks like a fake picture when you look at it. Like it really looks fake, but that's a real person with a real.
I also like that it's kind of crooked because it's like the hips can't even support it in their natural
Yeah.
configuration.
It's like childbirth almost.
How did he get to the hospital? He would have had to lay down in the back of somebody's because you can't sit with that.
No.
No.
God no.
You have to lay down on your belly and be transported
Oh my
in
gosh.
an ambulance, belly down.
It's just like hopefully they did yoga because that's a downward dog position right there.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
What if they got into yoga after that?
Oh, well, flexibility. Flexibility.
Next time I need to be able to reach in to get this, I might as well start doing some yoga.
Right. Yeah, actually, that's a great point. Is the kind of person who's routinely sticking a 2-liter in their asshole is the kind of person who needs more flexibility in their life.
Yeah. There's no way it could have been a 2-liter, right?
It really was. It really
It
was.
sure looked like it, but I don't know.
We're gonna have to get
relation-
back to you. We need to look at this.
No,
X-ray
you keep
again.
talking. In relation to the body, it must be a 2-liter. I'll grab it. It's right over there. We'll examine it together. 3 dudes become doctors.
It just
3
seems-
plus 1 become doctors.
It seems so medically strange.
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dr. Dudes podcast.
We're still better than those doctors on daytime television.
Yes.
We're not going to try and sell you some kind of cleanse.
No,
Unless you want
we're
us
just going to tell you to stop putting objects up your asshole.
Right.
And, well, like the only things that should go in your ass are like the things that
Belong to your partner.
yeah.
Well,
Possibly,
you have to
if you're
assume
into
that
that.
2-liter might belong to the partner.
Well, yeah. You know what I mean.
just to spite your roommate, you sit on his coke. Oh, he fucking drank my high C. I'll show him.
Was that 2-liter bottle of Pepsi in the fridge yours?
Yeah, right. My wife butt funneled
Take it back.
it.
I have no idea where this thing
Oh shit! No.
It's around somewhere.
We'll find it. We'll find it. See if we can find it.
I might even have it at my place, for all I know.
I just imagined it's like that game that like kids would have when they were younger. Like, oh, if I hump it, it's mine. If I shove it in my ass, well, it's definitely yours now.
I don't get the upset. Like, if you're gonna put something in your ass, either put your partner in your ass. Got my partner in my ass, or like put something that's specifically designed to go up there.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah.
Y'all talking
Well,
about putting stuff up your ass?
the obsession with it. So I think this happens in a twofold way. Number one, you gotta hit that prostate, right?
Gotta.
But you can do that with your fingers if you wanted to.
Right.
I know. I've tried.
But number two, maybe
Why are
your
you
prostate's way up there, maybe your fingers aren't long enough, and you don't want to order something off of the internet, so you just grab, like a whisk or a
Wire whisk.
A soup ladle.
a dirt devil, anything.
Most vegetables. Think about it.
Your cat, and just you see how far you can get it up there, and
Right.
then all of a sudden you feel your asshole close, and you're like,
It has gone all of the way.
Okay, well that's why most
it's crossed the event horizon.
butt toys have a handy tugging knob for you to.
Yeah, see, I was wrecking my colon until I got this.
You need
this thing with a dope knob on it.
They'll have like little bars on the end that so you can pull it out when
Yeah.
you need to.
I love that you called it the fucking event horizon because it's the perfect name for the point at which it's going to go all up.
It's going
your
in
ass.
there, and the sphincter is closing, and there's no return.
Yeah,
The
right.
event
It's
horizon.
the event horizon.
That's perfect.
So here's a question for you on this. Now, I imagine that it's going in the cap first. The cap is going in first.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Could you imagine how much worse it would be if it were facing down? Like you go hold on a second. First of all, you're going in bottom up, so you're already stretched out for it.
Right.
But if the sphincter closes, and you know how on the bottles there's that little lip before where the cap stays on.
That's where
Yeah.
it stops.
Like, not only then, like, at least if it's in there with the cap going in first,
Yeah, well,
like, you can work that eventually open.
Yeah, you
But
tilt
then
it a little bit, so
Yeah.
it goes in halfway first, then you tilt it back.
Yeah,
so it
but
goes in
then-
the rest of the way.
But then if the cap is sticking out and it's that lips around, you have to try and get in around the cap.
Yeah, you gotta
on the
somehow
neck
get
of
and
it.
grab that thing.
Yeah. And it's just closed around it.
You need,
I'm
like, a
doing
specialty
hand motions
tool.
like anybody can
No,
see.
you just need like a hammer. You just like knock the cap a few times, and it's like
And now I'm picturing someone like crouched over like this with a glass underneath them, so it's filling up with glass.
Just, hey, pop that one for me, would you, Tony?
Hold on, he just
yeah, that's the
clinches real hard in the
bottle cap challenge. You guys see the bottle cap challenge, right? It's been going around.
What is the bottle cap challenge?
It's where people they have like a semi unscrewed bottle cap on like a 2-liter Coke or something, and they like spin kick and like karate kick
yeah.
it off, to
okay.
unscrew it the rest of the way.
I think my favorite thing ever is the flying butthole challenge. that you
Dude,
showed
it's
me.
so funny.
It is really funny.
People listening to this might not know what this is.
I still haven't looked this up.
I died laughing.
It's really funny. It's basically you get stark naked.
You have to be a woman though, right? You
I
have
mean,
to,
like
I've
most
seen
of the
dudes-
people doing this are women, but it started with a man, I believe.
okay.
Yeah,
But I think that most of the videos I've seen are just women.
which makes it 1,000 times funnier.
Oh, yeah.
to me, because I told Christy already. This completely confuses everything I thought I knew about men and women.
Right, exactly. Because this seems like purely a male activity.
Right. This seems like a thing that dudes would do.
Deep down, we all
All
have
over.
buttholes.
Right. So like you get naked, you set a camera up on a tripod basically, and then you walk across the opposite end of your house or wherever you're doing this, and you run at it full force, throw your legs up in the air, spread eagle style, and try and show the camera your butthole, basically.
You collide at full run speed
With the camera.
Butthole collides with the lens of your camera. And the effect is astounding, especially if and when slow motion is
Yes.
applied, which is so funny. It's unspeakably funny.
Could we get like Jackie Joyner Kersey to come do this like just one time?
Wait, who's that?
Olympic track star Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Oh, okay.
From the 90s.
I did not remember that name. But that sounds perfect. It's crazy because this definitely seems like a thing that dudes would be doing.
The Usain Bolt hole challenge.
Usain Bolt.
I'm trying to find it on here. Flying beehole.
Yeah, there's a subreddit dedicated to this, which is just called Flying Beehole Challenge.
Of course there is.
But it's so funny. I mean, like the one day Christy came home and I'm like in my office, like, you gotta see this. Like, come in here. This is what I found on Out of the Loop today. Because that was the thing that someone posted being like, so what's with women running and throwing their vaginas at cameras? What did I miss?
Oh, well, you see, back when film was invented, there was a thing called pornography.
People used to use it for, pleasure. But now they just film themselves doing bizarre challenges naked.
I'm trying to find an example to show you.
Excuse me. This is not related to that. We're gonna come back to that when
Right.
Chris gets.
The topic is medicine.
The topic is medicine.
We're still on topic because
Yes.
of inserting in their suppository, so medicine.
That's true.
Yeah.
We're still on buttholes, so
These
we're
are-
not that far away.
These are still things people could conceivably go to a hospital for.
Right.
I got a camera up my ass.
I got my camera in
And
my
it's
ass.
It's not a colonoscopy.
One of the stories that you'll never hear the fucking end of if you're a psych major, and Aubrey can attest to this, is the story of Phineas Gage.
We're watching the Flying Beehole Challenge. Now, I'm sorry. Now, here's the thing: is it's unspeakably funny, right? It's like you think you know what it looks like, but when you see it, can you pull up another one, please?
Sure.
It's just
I hadn't
there's slow motion, and she misses, but she gets pretty close.
Yeah, right.
I hadn't anticipated how awkward some of these runs are.
See, the thing is, I thought I knew what that would look like, but somehow seeing it, it's unbelievably funny.
It's actually running beehole challenge on Reddit. If you guys
Running
want to,
beehole
anybody
challenge.
wants to look that up, it's really funny. Not obviously not safe for work, but really funny.
So
Somewhere, someone out there, I found my new kink.
Oh yeah, that's
for
that's
sure.
that's everyone on Reddit's fetish right now. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's fetish of the month. So anyway, Phineas Gage. If you're a psych major, you will be told this story. Even if you're not a psych major, you
Star
will be
of
told
the show, Phineas and Ferb.
you will be told this story probably by a psych major. This is the construction foreman in the 20s.
Yes.
who was patting down some explosive powder with an iron rod. Mm-hmm. Hit the wall with the rod, the wall of the shaft that the powder is in. Hit it with the rod, and it sparked and ignited the powder and blasted this thing up through his skull and out his brain.
Yeah.
After which he said, "quote shit," end quote.
So shockingly enough, not only did he live through this, he reportedly like got up, dusted himself off, went over to sit down, and while everyone's staring at him with this gigantic hole running upwards through his head.
Unbelievable.
And apparently after that, because it went through his frontal lobe, which is responsible for higher social function, higher cognitive function. Yeah. So he ended up behaving differently after that.
He was an asshole.
He became very greedy. He became very
Drunk too, right?
callous. I think he developed a drinking problem. All of which can be easily explained by the fact that he had a fucking hole in his brain. Of course he's cranky.
I love people sitting around being, well, what do you think happened? The dude had his head blown
It
open.
hurts like fuck.
That's just such a guy thing to do. Just like take a long metal rod and you're like, just get your goddamn
in
it.
there. So,
And to be standing
here's a
over it when you do it.
Yeah, like he
Here's
was
a
supposed
question.
to be doing something, like using something else that wasn't working.
The right tool was being repaired somewhere else.
Right.
and he
I was just
impatient.
about to ask, do you think that was an OSHA violation?
Right. That's the founding of OSHA.
Did OSHA exist in the 1910s or 1920s or whatever the fuck it was?
Fucking get down there. Well, we got to come up with a workplace regulation board. We can't go with your original suggestion of oh shit, but we can come close. We can go oh shit. Because that's what everyone says before they get hurt at work.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Ah, shit. That's hilarious. OSHA. Oh shit. But yeah, no, it's this story that you hear about constantly.
Yeah.
In school.
Yeah, you will never stop hearing about. Even you take one psych class, you will hear it.
Yeah.
At least twice. It's fucking ridiculous.
It is not surprising that it's the more surprising thing is that the dude lived at all.
Yeah.
I would expect that if he lived at all, he'd be a radically different person with a hole in his head. Right?
Yeah. Well, it apparently was.
Yeah.
It's just, like the types of shit people can survive. I read about this one dude on, I think it was probably even Badass of the Week, where he was in a Humvee. This was in Iraq in like the early 2000s, and a rocket from an RPG punched through the door of the Humvee and lodged itself in the side of his body. Didn't explode.
Oh my
It was still
God.
considered live because it hadn't exploded, but it had obviously been fired, and it was just in him.
Oh my god.
And so, him fully conscious, they got him back to the base, and they got EODs to work alongside the surgeons to get this fucking rocket out of his stomach.
God. Can you imagine the sheer terror every single step of the way that had to have taken?
No, yeah, it's like every step that you take out of that vehicle and into like the hospital or wherever
Right.
you are, like you're waiting for the thing to blow up.
Like if you're in med at that time,
Yeah.
or you're like you know what I mean. Like if you're part of the bombs, I get who would you call for that? Like if everybody there, how are you not shaking uncontrollably when you're trying to?
Hey, Tom, you remember when I was trying to fix my car and you told me it's not rocket surgery?
Well, it turns out rocket surgery just became a thing.
I want you to follow me, Tom.
I mean, like I'm picturing like somebody like a surgeon over an operating table sweating profusely. It's just like, how do you not? I mean, like,
One guy's trying to cut his body open, the other guy's trying to cut the right wire. It's like two operations at once.
Oh my
And in the
God.
middle, this guy just like,
oh fuck! God damn it!
Guys, any time would be great.
I like to think that somebody just gave him a bottle of something and he's just on the table.
oh hell yeah.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, the types of shit people can survive
Oh.
is ridiculous.
Okay, so let's focus here on like specific medicine. I think we've said before on the show that like one of the crowning human achievements
Yeah.
is vaccines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, vaccination is like insane.
It works.
Yeah.
It's we've eradicated whole diseases.
Yeah.
That maybe still exist in jars somewhere.
Right.
That do still exist in jars.
Yeah,
for
right.
reasons.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is kind of amazing, which makes it all the more amazing when people don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just it's crazy to me that, you know what I mean, we've been able to basically eradicate, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
certain specific diseases with just a shot.
Well, take like
and now
polio.
some of them are coming back, man.
Yeah, they
I know.
are.
Right.
Like, think about polio.
Yeah.
Like a thing that you don't have to worry about anymore, for the most part.
Jonas Salk, is that right?
Yeah.
Jonas Salk, discoverer of penicillin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, like what FDR had a whole like compound treatment center for kids with polio.
Yeah,
right.
right.
That like that was his pet project.
Yeah, because it turns out being confined to a wheelchair because of a degenerative disease really fucking sucks.
Right.
Yeah, like
As it turns out.
and we wiped that off the planet.
Yeah. That's amazing.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the one and only good thing we've ever made extinct.
That's right.
Right.
Boy, we got more on the way though.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's
howdy, we got so many great things lined up to go extinct.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be
I'm
fun.
not just talking about animals, people.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, like the freaking thing I sent you guys about the icebergs.
Yeah.
How sad is that?
Oh, yeah.
They erected a
Well,
monument.
when I said good things, I meant things that it was good that they were extinct, not good things that
right.
it's bad that they're going extinct. Obviously, it's a good thing that polio is extinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I don't
Probably.
know. Well, let's dial that back a little bit.
Somewhere in the basement of the Pentagon,
Any big polio fans out there?
somewhere in a
Anybody like super into polio?
Somewhere in a
Where are you
broom
on?
closet.
Are you like pro polio or anti polio?
I enjoy playing polio on the weekends with Mrs.
Lovey.
I'm pro polio because I'm terrified my child will have a disability, even when all research says he won't anyway.
So pro polio.
Yeah.
I sell pro polio and pro polio accessories.
God, just I don't know. It's just crazy that I don't know.
Polio, pro polio, pro polio, pro polio.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me that people don't want that.
I often moonlight as an opera singer. It's just a shame that I won't because I wasn't vaccinated and I'm going to die of rubella.
Rubella.
Rubella, yeah.
What a dumb disease to die from.
An easily preventable disease that your parents would have to be an idiot to let you die from.
Oh my God.
Two idiots, in fact,
it's
because
sad.
there's two parents, typically.
Just I don't know.
Well, I mean, think about like, like AIDS, which was just a scourge all over the planet. For,
I'm anti
Yeah.
on that too.
yeah,
I'm very much against AIDS.
I'm gonna make a ruling here: anti-AIDS.
Yeah.
not for it.
That's a bold stance.
But that was something.
Judd, pro anti.
I gotta say, I'm leaning heavily anti.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's-
But
yeah.
I could be persuaded.
But like that was something that
I
like
haven't been shown the case for AIDS yet.
The case for AIDS.
Case for AIDS.
no, I mean that was something
It's
that
inspired some great musicals. No.
Oh no.
no
I mean, where would Rent be if
right.
there
Where-
wasn't AIDS?
Angels in America.
God, that's so sad.
Yeah.
I don't like this joke at all.
No.
I feel bad about that. No,
That might be the first one that the whole table felt very bad about.
yeah, right. We've all individually felt bad about certain things.
Yeah.
at some point.
This might be a
I'm sorry,
landmark.
I've never felt bad about a thing in my life.
I take it back.
I kind of just felt bad about that joke.
So obviously AIDS is terrible.
Yeah, but
obviously.
like in the United States, think about what a terror that was for like nearly 2 decades.
Everyone except the people in office.
Right,
Who were
right.
more than happy to ignore it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
But we're able, and you can't cure it.
Actually, they just recently.
Oh, that's right.
They
That's
just
right.
had the second
Yeah.
patient that they've reviewed and it's eliminated.
which
in
is
them.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And even before that, we had slowed it down to a crawl. I mean, you
can live with HIV.
right.
Functioning antivirals are huge, not just for AIDS, but for any virus.
Yeah.
Because virus, it's not like bacteria, where bacteria will just sit in your bloodstream and like, kind of punch your white blood cells every once in a
Right,
while and be
right.
like, hey, fight me, bitch. Where a virus is like a fucking pod people type thing, where they'll steal the body of your blood cells.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
incredibly
terrifying.
creepy.
Yeah, so you can't kill the virus without killing cells.
Yeah.
Until now. or we're able to do that now, and that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
The fact that we have done that twice. I mean, once, I don't know, once you go, that could be a fluke, whatever. Once you do it twice, you have repeatability.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess that doesn't apply to this situation.
Doesn't that give you hope for other things? Like,
Yeah.
cancer's the big one, right? Like,
Cancer's the huge one.
we're still we've come a very long way, but we're still at this point where the best thing that we have is to literally blast you with poison
Yeah.
to try and kill this thing out of your body. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like we're now the CRISPR thing blows my mind. The
Yeah,
CRISPR thing
yeah,
blows my
right.
mind. Christy and I think it was our second or third episode of Goose
Chase, I remember.
It was
Yeah.
way back, and the fact that we've now found a way to deliberately rewrite the code anywhere in your body that we want to is so unbelievable and so impressive.
We're getting closer to Metal Gear Solid.
We are.
Yeah, like, I mean, we're entering the sci-fi future we always dreamed of. And along the way, there's going to be a lot of dumpster fires until we like figure out how to do it, effectively.
I want
right.
my baby to be designed this way.
right.
I mean, you laugh, but like,
No, designer babies are a
That's-
thing.
that's something. That's really something that's going to be there. I watched this man with Down syndrome petition Congress very eloquently, very well spoken man, advocating against this because he doesn't want to be
Different. Yeah.
like erased essentially.
right.
That's such a crazy thing to me. Is like there are whole kinds of people that may not exist in the future.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's
It's got really heavy.
I know. Yeah,
All of a sudden.
it's like fucking eugenics shit.
Yeah. Right.
it really is.
And now you can make an argument.
I believe he brought up the eugenics argument in his speech as well.
You can make an argument that we should be doing whatever makes people ultimately like the healthiest or the most, I don't know, effective versions of themselves, but that's like fucking with the toy box of like what makes nature work, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, rebuilding a person from the ground up is treading on some very shaky ethical ground.
Yeah.
When what we're doing now, where we have entire industries working towards accommodations for folks with these kinds of disabilities and I don't know. It's it opens up a whole can of worms when you decide that one kind of person isn't good enough to avoid being rewritten.
Yeah.
Where does that stop?
Yeah, right. It's creepy.
It's a very creepy thought. It really is.
I don't like this. Let's get back to talking about how we fix polio.
You remember how we were talking
So-
about putting 2 liters in your butt like 20
Yeah,
minutes ago?
That was good.
There was a woman. I first read about her on Cracked. Vesna Vulovic. It was a Polish, I believe she was a Polish woman who
Who's Chinese?
was she was a medical marvel. No, she was a stewardesses back then. Flight attendant, they call them now on an airline.
Yeah.
And the plane crashed into a mountain. She fell from this plane.
I know what you're talking about.
33,000 feet.
Yeah.
And lived.
Yeah, I've heard this story.
When she woke up in the hospital bed, the first thing she did was ask for a cigarette.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
Doc,
right.
got a smoke?
That's a very European, like an Eastern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
right.
a Slav thing.
That's purely like Czechoslovakia, Serbia, Poland, Russia.
Yeah.
That's that part of the world. Hungary.
It's a certain kind of like bleak mindset that's
Yeah.
like, I fell 33,000 feet and lived. I guess I can have a
A
cigarette.
shot of Stoli and a smoke.
I guess I'm invincible now. Do you have a smoke? I've beaten nature.
Yeah, again, the shit people can live through.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Is insane. The
And you
dude
look
got-
at children too. Like if you just act like everything's cool and don't make a fuss, like kids are fucking
Oh, they're
indestructible.
durable.
Yeah.
They're super durable.
Oh yeah.
They only cry when you look at them and go, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
Yeah.
Right. Like then they're like, "Oh no, something's wrong."
Yeah.
I can let it slide.
I grew up in a very like dad household that was like,
Yeah.
you'd bang your head off. I remember we had these old oak end tables in the family room downstairs.
Yeah.
And I was playing with Hot Wheels or something, and I went to stand up and bashed my head on the top of this solid piece of wood.
You know, like you do.
And it was like, it echoed throughout the house. And I remember my dad was on the couch in front of me and he went, "Oh, that hurt." It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, "Ooh, that one hurt." And it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, it did, but I'm okay. I was like 4, right?
Yeah.
Kids are like surprisingly durable when
They
it
really
comes to
are.
that shit. Yeah.
A lot of this stuff hasn't fused together, so they're just like rubber in several
right.
places. Right.
Yeah, kids are fucking.
Adults, not so much. I'm not that durable. I had to take 2 leave and drink a beer to feel okay after moving today. So
Yeah.
kids are fine. They're
Yeah. The older I get, the more vulnerable this whole thing is.
just, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, what time are we at right now?
I think we got to be getting close here.
Yeah, actually, we're just about time to take a break.
So close.
All right.
So close.
Well, that's cool. So we're gonna take a break. Thank you guys for this incidentally went about exactly the way I imagined it would.
Yeah.
We went off on a lot of great tangents that I think were really funny.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that woman that survived falling from 33,000 feet or whatever.
Yeah, because we were talking about AIDS before. I need something to lighten the mood. But anyway,
We got there. We sure got there.
we lightened the mood.
We started at the butthole peak. We descended into AIDS Valley. And then we climbed the trek back up to woman falling out of an airplane.
So you could say, started at the butthole, now here.
Yes. Yes.
yeah. So all right. So we'll be back.
Yes.
More of the 3 Dudes Plus One show
Yes.
coming up after this break.
After this break.
Sometimes when I want to be at my best, I'm just not.
Dry eyes, cracked ribs, sore pubes.
I was missing out on time with my kids.
I just don't have the energy to go to my dead-end, soul-crushing job.
Some days I can hardly punch my wife in the morning.
My underwear had 2 extra bacon strips in it this week.
I just can't help but shake the feeling that my dog is mad at me.
My uterus feels like it's full of goblins.
The other day I sneezed and a whole banana came out.
I had new neighbors move in this week, and I think they're Hawaiian.
But now there's a better way. Introducing Fuck Lad from Roger Sick Bastard Pharmaceuticals. Time to get your life back on track with an easy 90-day release suppository. It's just like a little rocket ship.
With Fuck Lad, I was able to take shits 3 times my normal size.
Thanks to Fuck Lad, I'm no longer repulsed at the sight of my penis.
I can speak French. I wasn't able to do that before. Je ne parle croissant.
Fuck Lad made my nipples the same size again and got rid of the 3rd extra.
Ever since my doctor prescribed me Fuck Lad, I feel like I can mess with Texas again.
Now with Fuck Lad, I can walk into a McDonald's without instantly breaking into tears.
Reclaim your day with Fuck Lad. Side effects may include bronchitis, fallen arches, halitosis, golden arches, prolapsed elbow, water on the knee, gravy on the knee, involuntary apricots, voluntary kiwis, overhydration, dehydration, mid-range hydration, extra hydration, testicular turbulence, dishonorable vaginal discharge, whooping orgasm, the ultra-rare cold, fluctuating pubic hair, aversion to the color purple, the color not the movie, aversion to the color purple, the movie, and diarrhea.
And we're back.
Hello and welcome back to the 3 Dudes Podcast Plus One.
Yes.
We would like to thank, before we get into this final segment, our special guest, Chuck.
Yes. Thanks,
It has been more than a pleasure.
It's been nice having you on.
Yes.
This has been awesome.
Oh God.
So what we
It's
do
too funny.
what we do before what we've learned is we go around the table and we give a recommendation that we want the other dudes to partake of. Pardon me. And we're going to start with Chris. We'll just go around.
Okay.
I made it a point to bring up on this podcast that when I recommended you a TV show, I would recommend you a specific episode of that television show. So in that vein, I will tell you that I've been going back through and rewatching The Sopranos again. And at this point, I'm just at the start of season 4. It is basically, if you like any TV drama that's out now, The Sopranos is basically the formula that TV drama has borrowed from.
Yeah.
The anti-hero who you want, who the likable anti-hero who every once in a while reveals himself to be a monster.
Yeah, right.
Tony Soprano, Walter White, the two lead characters in The Americans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every big show like that came out after it basically took that formula from The Sopranos.
Yeah, you could say that show was like the true first in the era of prestige television.
Correct. So in that vein, it is really, really worth a watch, especially now that I'm older and I'm going back through and watching it. And when you get to watch it quickly, like back to back to back, you can see just how well that story is fleshed out from start to finish.
Oh, yeah.
How it follows a pattern of the years of these people's lives that you're following. So watch The Sopranos. I'm going to recommend one episode in particular. I think it's season 3, episode 11. It's called Pine Barrens.
Oh God.
Which is maybe one of the best and funniest episodes of dramatic television ever produced.
Yeah.
Paulie Walnuts, Paulie Gualtieri, and Chris Maltasanti, 2 captains in Tony Soprano's crew, are sent to go pick up a debt owed to one of their associates by this big Russian guy, and everything goes horribly awry, and they end up stuffing him in the trunk of a car, and they're going to bury him out in the Pine Barrens, the New Jersey Pine Barrens.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is that this guy gets away, and they get lost in the woods for basically the entire episode. And it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
It's really, really funny. It has one of the funniest lines, I think, maybe ever in dramatic television, which is really weird to say. It's a really, really funny. There's a lot of really great Sopranos, like funny one-liners.
Some of the best comedy comes in the middle of
Horrible
dire
shit.
circumstances.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, there's a particularly funny line in there, and it's just it'll give you kind of an idea of the flavor of the show and what to expect from these characters. So, if you're going to watch The Sopranos, that's a really good episode to start with because it doesn't really reveal anything like spoiler wise. It just kind of sets the stage for the characters that you're watching. So check it out. Season 3, episode 11.
Yeah.
Cool.
I second any Sopranos recommendation always.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how good that show was.
Yeah.
There's also some things that
Still.
like there's some parts of the show where you're like, okay, they were just kind of figuring this out.
Yeah, sure.
You know, but undoubtedly one of the best dramatic shows ever.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. So I will make my recommendation also for TV, because you guys know I'm always recommending TV anyway. And I'm gonna beat you over the head with this one. Watch Years and Years on HBO.
Yes.
Watch Years and Years.
What is that about?
I've been saying this to anyone who will listen that you just have to watch this. But what the concept is it's like it starts off like this year, more or less, and there's like an election for prime minister in England, and there's basically the whole story is a family in the midst of national and international political conflict over the course of like the next 40 years. So you follow a family, who they're in the middle of this sort of like populism thing that's happening all over, like whatever you call the alt-right thing or the conservatism thing or the whatever you call it now, whatever the nationalism thing is, right?
Normal.
It's because it's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So like the British perspective, you have this family, you have like the one son who works with refugees, and you have the other guy who's a banker, he works for banks, and you have basically this family watching the country go, increasingly into more and more dangerous places. There's the whole thing starts with, like I said, there's like a parliamentary election, and one of the candidates is asked on national television. We have this. I can't remember the specific question. It was something about, what are we going to do with this particular refugee problem here? This whatever international problem here. But it doesn't matter what the question is. It's Emma Watson who says on national television on this show, "I have to tell you, I don't give a fuck." Right? And so people are watching this, and of course, at this moment, everyone starts texting each other, going, "Oh my god, did you see that? Did you hear what you just said?" And they warn her on the debate stage. You can't say that on television. I'm gonna have to warn you. And she almost says it again, right? And then she stops and looks at the camera and says, "But I've got you listening, haven't I?" And it just kind of rings like especially as an American, we're like the increasingly over the top sort of behavior in politics is like the eye-catching stuff.
UK too. Boris Fat Fuck Face just got in today too.
Yeah, right. So now his party elected him, not quite unanimously, right?
Not unanimously, but
overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly,
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's a really interesting show. You sort of see like the progression of one version of how things can go from here, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that things can go, but this is like one version of sort of what can happen when a nation becomes increasingly insular,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting show.
Want
The performances
sound
are
bites
good.
more than positions.
Yeah, it's a very interesting show. It's great to watch. So
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, gee whiz.
I recommend it. It's a dramatic show to watch. It's really cool. The characters are fantastic. It's very funny. I always forget to mention that it's funny. But it's basically still going on. It's 5 episodes. Watch Years and Years.
All right.
That's that.
I don't know if it's been recommended on this podcast before, but it's another TV show, Letterkenny.
Ah,
I don't think it has been recommended.
No, I
it
don't think
hasn't.
so.
And I just started watching
I
it.
absolutely adore Letterkenny. It was a Crave TV show brought to the U.S. through Hulu.
Yeah.
Now for the upcoming 7th season, it's going to be a Hulu exclusive.
This is a Canadian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's effectively as my bandmate has started watching it as well, and he's kind of dubbed it Canadian Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take because it kind of is. It's also like I get this. Okay, I said this to Christy and she agreed. I don't know how to explain it, but the main character rings to me like a Canadian Billy Eichner.
I can see that.
His cadence is weird.
Very stoic.
But also everything he says is almost like yelling, even when it isn't. Like it's like just like a subtle yell. It's like there's a certain intensity to him that I recognize in Billy Eichner.
Right, and I can definitely see that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is probably my favorite show going right now. Just it's very heavy on wordplay, and it's very narrative driven. It's you have some action there, but it's not like you're not gonna go into it with like expectations like big gunfights. You do have actually like fist fights that show up now and then.
Okay.
But it's a very
Oh wait, yeah.
very quick as far as the wordplay goes. It's very entertaining. I enjoy it.
The characters
greatly.
are all brilliant.
Right. And there's one character that I've actually intend on cosplaying, Squirrely Dan.
Yeah.
He's a much larger gentleman who unnecessarily adds S's to his sentences.
He does. Also revealed fairly early on in the show that he can fart on command.
Yes.
I like him a lot as a character. There's an episode early on which I think I really, really like, which is the guys revealing exactly how much they know about the male anatomy to a degree that is ridiculous. Like things that you think you know your own balls, but boy, they dig up stuff that you haven't thought about since health class.
Now, I thought it was pretty funny when I said Florida Semen of vesicles, and nobody laughed.
That was fantastic. Those guys are all great.
And it's very much not like American TV where the seasons are like, 15, 20, 28 episodes long. They're like 7 or 8 episode seasons.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's very digestible in a weekend.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We've been watching a couple episodes a night here and there, and I am not disappointed.
It's fantastic. It's my favorite show going right now.
It's a great recommendation.
I gotta get into
Seconded.
that. For sure. Well, I'm going to recommend something that I know at least one person in this table hasn't seen yet, which is that Neon Genesis Evangelion is on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's not apparent at first. It almost seems like it's doing what it does unironically, but it really is a deconstruction of some of the tropes that you may associate with anime, like giant robots, heroic pilots, harem girl type things, where like the high school kid has his pick of whatever girl he wants.
Right.
It really kind of rips those tropes apart and kind of stomps on them. And really kind of makes the viewer feel like a shithead for assuming anything about the series. It ends on a very confusing note, I will say. It's 26 episodes long. The final 2 episodes are heavily metaphorical and allegorical.
Okay.
The backlash against those episodes was so big that they made a feature-length movie called End of Evangelion, which is also on Netflix.
Were people happy with that?
Yes, but also no.
Right, of course. That's kind of what I thought, but all right.
It raises further questions, but it does paint a clearer picture of what is actually supposed to be happening.
I think it was you that told me that the show. It was either you or Mike, but someone told me
Probably both of us.
it's really more about isolation and loneliness than anything else.
It is a case study in what a show looks like when you're creating it with depression, like massive depression.
Yeah.
There's a lot of themes of isolation, loneliness, finding purpose and failing to do so.
Yeah.
is a huge running theme in the series.
Inadequacy too. Like seems to like the first 5 episodes or so seem like just all about not being good enough.
Inadequacy, abandonment. There's a lot of heavy stuff that this show gets into, and it doesn't really start becoming apparent until like several episodes in, when you start to like see these themes emerging in between all of like the your traditional comedic anime tropes. There's a random animal living in the main character's apartment. It happens to be a penguin. There's again, it all serves as a deconstruction of all of this stuff. As taking your expectations of what a giant robot anime would look like and kind of turning all of it on its head. It's definitely worth a watch. Again, it's 26 episodes plus a feature length movie. Yeah. You could knock it out in a week.
Now is this the original Ava that came out, or is it not a reboot or anything?
It's not the rebuild, no.
Okay. Because this is that makes it just the trope smashing even more interesting, just from the perspective of this came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a good point. This came out in like the mid to late 90s.
It's absolutely not in vogue to do stuff like this back then.
Right.
That wasn't essentially kind of fluffy, right?
Yeah, it essentially draws you in with these kind of tropes, especially like the harem anime trope, where where the high school guy is surrounded by underage girls. It's really supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
For seeing these girls that way.
Yeah.
It really does a great job of making scenes that would be comical in any other anime be very incredibly uncomfortable to the point of like physical revulsion.
Yeah.
It does a really great job of that. And it's people meme it a lot, but it really is still one of the better animes that's ever been put out, I think.
Yeah.
That and the movie are both on Netflix, so I highly recommend them. Catch them while you can.
Wow. We all recommended TV. That never happens.
I know.
That never, ever happens.
Usually music, TV, video game, and then when Aubrey's on it, Skyrim.
Right.
Yeah, she's our Paul Rudd.
Yeah, we haven't had her on to recommend Skyrim in a while. We got to do that soon.
Yeah.
But anyway,
what, if anything, did we learn tonight?
I learned very little.
I learned that Dave loves fucking space engineers.
Yeah, I wrote fucking space engineers hot.
I learned that Dave is a space top.
Space top.
Space top. A power top too.
Yeah.
I learned that Judge Judy peed on my leg and told me it's raining.
Aw.
What a weird. She must have a weird kink.
It wasn't so much something that was learned, but just more conceptualized. Butthole pleasures, medicine person.
Is that like the
Butthole
old, like Dr. Quinn
pleasures.
medicine woman?
Dr. Quinn, butthole woman.
I wrote Dave Zakar, that's canon now, ka-chow.
I am a car. I learned that I can't wait to see Chris in Cirque du Cellulite.
Yeah, I have that on here too.
I wrote cats get stuck in tight spaces a lot.
You know what I'm talking about?
Actually, I did actually learn that I'm a prophet because the first thing that I wrote down was cats in asses. Not cats are asses, but cats in asses.
Cats and asses. That's the three dudes' promise.
The winning lottery numbers are quail, beef, and
Oh man, wah is my lucky number.
I wrote conflab, the extra belly fat you gain from going to cons.
Conflab. I gotta write that down.
I wrote that deep down, we all have buttholes.
Deep down.
Deep down.
Deep down.
I wrote the adventures of Dickman and Fucklad.
I wrote that's totally possible to learn medicine by proxy. You don't even need a degree.
No, you don't.
You just listen to people talk about prescriptions.
Yeah, you could get like you could just make a fake diploma. It's fine. You could just not go to school. You could just lie.
Yeah, and then you can get elected president.
Elected.
Elected.
I wrote a quote on here that just says, shit, Phineas Gage.
Oh God, that looks so funny in writing. I bet.
Yeah.
It does. Shit. Shit, period.
Shit. Period. Dash. Phineas Gage. My God, that's funny.
I learned that if you put a medical problem with a random body part, it will amuse your friends.
Oh God, yeah. That's gonna be a whole lot of fun. That one.
Yeah.
A whole new world.
A new fantastic medicine.
No one to tell us no. Whatever. The last thing I learned is that our bodies are stupid.
Very stupid.
Our bodies suck.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Bodies are dumb and stupid, and I hate them.
We're not created in God's image. This is the fucking like 4th or 5th draft.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future where we all get digitized. That's what it's gonna be. That's
Yeah.
that's where the action is.
Yeah. We get our consciousnesses in a flash drive.
Yep, being a
Yeah.
simulation of our own choosing.
Hell yeah.
Just like ripping it up on like some old like server somewhere in a closet.
On Kazaa.
Woo! I'm a BitTorrent. Woo!
Oh, fuck, I'm on LimeWire.
Get out of here, Bonzi buddy.
New fantastic cyberspace.
All right.
Yes.
We might have a special episode coming up.
Do we?
Do we?
Are we?
What?
Do we? Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
right.
You know-
yeah.
you know what I
We
mean?
thought about
Oh.
possibly doing a little bit of recording here. If we do, you'll know about it.
Yeah, right.
You'll find out.
Why are we fucking
Stop
telling
fucking
you?
asking me.
Shut up. You listener cunts.
We're storming Area 51.
Yeah. Gotta get to that alien booty, right?
Yeah, gotta clap those cheeks.
Um,
Gotta cut that meat.
so we'll be back soonishly with another episode of the Three Dude Cast. Thanks again for being on.
Yeah,
Doug.
thank you for coming on.
Thank
No
you again.
problem. If you want to get at me on the social medias,
Yes.
Yeah.
If you just type in on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, one word, the Comic Sads, as in instead of Comic Sans, the font, the Comic Sads,
Comic
as in
Sads.
I'm a sad person. That's all one word. That's where you can find me. I've also got a Patreon going for my comedy music, as well as I'm going to be doing not one but 2 Real Play D&D podcasts later on this fall.
No shit.
And they're both going to be concurrent games going on in the same game world,
Holy
but different
shit.
parts of the
Ooh.
world. So
That
it's
sounds
going to be
awesome.
it's going to be a lot to juggle, but if everything goes well, it should be a lot of fun. And yeah, just you can keep up with that, and all the social media will have like when all that stuff's gonna start rolling out.
The
Fucking
comic
rad.
sads. I like that quite a bit. I like the sad happy. I get it, I think.
See, and the name all started from a dumb joke because one of my friends is a graphic designer, and I just constantly trolled her, just saying, use Comic Sans for the font.
Yeah. Have you considered Comic Sans? It's actually coming back in vogue.
It's so whimsical.
Yeah. Actually, it might come back. Like everything, everything that was good for a minute, it will probably be back.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's in 20-year cycles.
Same with Papyrus and Cornerstone. Those are coming. Those are going to be coming back in vogue real soon.
And the original chicken, bacon, and Swiss. We can only hope.
No, it's dead, unfortunately.
We can only dream.
Fucking Arby's.
Fucking Arby's.
So anyway, thanks for listening.
Take care. We'll see you maybe even in a few days.
Maybe.
We'll
Maybe,
see.
possibly, maybe.
Maybe. So we'll see you,
Take care.
or don't.
Or don't be reckless with your life.
Yeah.
You know, fucking
I don't care.
fucking snowboard off of an escalator for all I give a shit. You know what? fucking listen to the podcast next time. Listen to the next episode. Don't kill yourself before then.
Stay chafed out there.